Hi guys, my name is Abba and welcome back to my amazing kitchen. In today's video, we are going to be cooking some slimy goodness. We are cooking some okra stew. I mean the tin. That's it. So I've just started chopping my okra, however you call it. I'm going to transfer them into my pot once I'm done chopping. You can chop them, you can grate them, you can even blend them. You can do it any way that tickles your fancy. So next I'm going to transfer my pot to my stove and then add enough water to my chopped okra and then add my salt, and it is important you salt your okra so it doesn't taste bland later on. Give it a quick mix to loosen it up and bring it to a boil. So whilst my okra is cooking, let me show you the rest of the ingredients we are going to be using. I have some cod fish, mushrooms, salted beef or cured beef, momoni, some ginger, aniseed, coriander seed. I've got some squid and some shrimps. But as always, I will list them all in the description box down below. I've got 3 normal size Roma tomatoes which I have chopped. I've got some shrimp powder, my palm oil. Well, the bottle says it's zomi. Let's pray it tastes nice. And I have some chopped spinach too. And lastly, some chopped white onions. So before I start with the making of the stew, I'm going to blend my ginger, my garlic, my onion and my chilies, my aniseed and my coriander seeds. I add just 2 tablespoons of water to help it spin. Now these are the aromatics that I would want to use in this specific okra stew, but you can use any seasoning that you prefer or would like to have in your stew as well. Now transfer your blended mixture into a bowl and set it aside. Now I move on to my squid and my shrimps. I'm going to season it with a little bit of salt and some black pepper and about 2 teaspoons of our blended ginger and garlic paste. Mix it together and allow it to marinate until it is time to add it to the stew. In the meantime, I go back to my okra and give it a stir, because once it starts boiling, you want to keep an eye on it and keep stirring it, or it is going to boil over and create a big mess for you in the kitchen. And I don't think you want a mess, Anna. So now that we are done prepping, we can go ahead and start with the making of our stew. So I'm adding my palm oil to my pot, and to this I'm going to add my cured beef, which you may also know as toolobeef, and my momoni, which is my fermented fish, and this is going to create a very beautiful umami flavor in our okra stew. Allow this to fry for about 5 minutes so that the beef and the fermented fish can release their flavor into the palm oil. So even if the palm oil is not all that great, it will enhance the flavor of it. Now go ahead and add your chopped onion and fry for an additional maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Now go ahead and add about 4 tablespoons of your ginger and garlic blend and fry this for about 3 minutes or so. So at this stage, we have already started building up the flavors of this okra stew. So don't rush it, just give it time and allow everything to fry gently on medium-low heat or medium-high, and your final result is going to be very, very flavorful. Don't rush it. Now add your chopped tomatoes and cook this for about 10 minutes. Now tomatoes contain some acidity, and acidity is an enemy to the viscosity in your okra. So if you want a slimy okra soup, you need to take time and cook your tomatoes very well. And also, using too much tomatoes in your okra stew can also prevent it from becoming very slimy. So you have to balance that out very well. Unless you don't like slimy okra soup, then that's fine. Now add your mushrooms, give it a good stir and allow the mushrooms to be cooked before you proceed with the next step. In the meantime, I check back on my okra and I can tell it's almost done. So I go ahead and add my chopped spinach, and the heat in the okra is going to wilt down the spinach and cook it. So I'm going to turn off my heat as soon as it is well mixed so I don't overcook my spinach. So at this point, my mushrooms are cooked, so I'm going to go ahead and add my cod fish. And I'm using cod fish, squid and shrimps because that's what I crave for today, but you can use any protein of your choice. Now the cod fish is very delicate, so once I add it, I stir gently so I don't break it apart. Allow it to cook beautifully and gently in the tomato base. Now go ahead and add your shrimp powder and give it one gentle stir as well. Just before my codfish is cooked through, I'm going to add my squid and my shrimps because they don't need a lot of time to cook at all. So as soon as the squid and the shrimps are cooked, all you want to do is to taste and adjust your seasoning if needed, because if you may have noticed, we have not added any salt up until this point. Now just go ahead and pour in our cooked okra and spinach, and once you add that in there, we are getting closer and closer to the finish line, and I can't wait to dig in. Now just stir gently to mix the okra with the tomato base, and the okra stew will be ready. Now just look at this slimy goodness. I mean, what is okra without the viscosity? Nkrumah kwan de tintan na no more you do, like my sister Araba would say. Well, if you are up for it, just bring your bowl, your plate, I mean whatever you've got, and I'm going to serve you. I just need to know what you are coming with, because this is about to go down with some yellow ebba. Well, for me, my okra soup or okra stew is all about the viscosity for me. It needs to be there. But I am also aware that there are lots of people who are actually turned off by the viscosity of the okra. So I'm actually curious to know, are you team slimy or team non-slimy? Let me know in the description box down below. Okay, so playtime is over. Let's get back to business. I'm going to boil some water and add some salt. And once it comes to a boil, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of palm oil. And with this, I'm going to make the yellow ebba. Now just go ahead and add your gari. Begin to stir until a lump is formed, and then begin to press it against the side of your pot. If you have yellow gari too, you can use it and leave out the palm oil. Either way, it works perfectly fine. And if you are not sure exactly how much water you need to use for the amount of gari you have, just start with a little bit of water and then add your gari gradually, because you can always add more water but can't take it out after you've added it. So your ebba is done after you achieve the texture you are going for, and all there is left to do is to mold it. You can do it the old-fashioned way, as I like to call it, or wrap it in a plastic wrap. You just have to make sure that your plastic wrap is food safe. So now that our ebba is ready, I guess you know what time it is, right? It's about to go down. And I hope you are able to try this simple and easy recipe as well, so that you can also enjoy yourself some of this deliciousness right in the comfort of your home. If you enjoy this recipe, kindly give me a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe, and become part of the amazing family today. Guys, I want to thank you so much for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.